Greetings and salutations. So, I decided to take some time to make this video and to ask you, my viewers, about which kind of games I should be let's playing in the future. As you can see here, I have collected pictures of some games that I thought would make for some pretty interesting let's play material. I basically have two kinds of games that I would like to let's play. The other kinds are the kinds of games that I have played in the past and that I remember very fondly and that I have quite a lot of experience with. And especially in these kind of let's plays, I could maybe take on some exceptional challenge, like played on a very hard difficulty, or just maybe trying the Iron Man mode on these games, and so it could maybe make for some really interesting let's play footage for you guys. The other kind of games that I could be doing these let's play videos on are the kind of games that I actually haven't previously played at all, and which are, considered classics, and I just want to, civilize myself a little bit by trying them and doing some let's play videos on them also. And I think that this way of making let's play videos is also a very good way of motivating yourself to play the games that you otherwise would also want to play, but you just maybe don't find the time, or you just are too lazy to get through without this kind of extra motivation. And that's why I thought that some of these games that I previously haven't played but I would really want to play would really be much easier to approach by making videos about them at the same time. So maybe I can make a short brief explanations and about each of these games, and at the same time tell about my previous experiences about these games, and then after that you can decide on which games would probably make for the best possible let's play material. So if we start from the upper left corner, first we have Ultima 7, the Black Gate. This game really doesn't need introduction, because this is probably the best and most beloved game in the Ultima series, which is created by Richard Garriott, of course, also known as Lord British. And what really interests me about this game is the extraordinary amount of detail that is put into this game, and also it is party-based, which I like about RPGs. I usually like to play party-based RPGs like Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, Planescape Torment, and such. And I thought that I actually don't have that much experience with Ultima games, and I have tried Ultima 7 just very briefly a couple of years ago, but now I think that I should really try to play this game and get much further in it. It would make for a really long let's play series, but yeah, I'm willing to do that if you guys are interested. And the next game, if we go downwards from Ultima 7, is Commandos 2. This game is a game that I have played quite a lot. I have played this game through some years ago, and I really like this game. Basically, this is a squad-based strategy game or tactical sneaking game, or whatever you want to call it. But it is really a so well-made game. I mean, the first time I tried it, I really couldn't believe how awesome all the gameplay mechanics are in this game, and there's so much that your commandos can do, and each commando has just hugely different skill sets, and they can accomplish the tasks by such different ways. It's this Commandos 2 is very much an open-ended experience, in the sense that each map is very open and you can approach your tasks in just very, very different ways. So I would really, really like to revisit this game once more, and I hope that maybe you guys also would find it interesting. And the next game, if we go downwards from Commandos, is UFO Enemy Unknown, which is also known as XCOM UFO Defense for the North Americans. And well, this game doesn't need any introductions either. I mean, it's a very, very popular game, and in my opinion, it's the best strategy game ever made. I have never actually played this game all the way through, but I have played this quite a lot, and I really, really, really like the depth and complexity, and also the random nature of this game. And yeah, there are a lot of Let's Play videos of this game in the YouTube, but it would actually be really nice to play this game, and maybe also I could rename my soldiers and give them, you know, names of my subscribers, which could make for some very interesting, interesting gameplay moments, and maybe this would also be like a very interactive experience for the subscribers. That it's not just me playing, but the subscribers can also take part in this. Let's Play experience. Okay, the next game is Super Metroid for the SNES. This is also a game that I have played a little bit, but I have never finished, and I know from just watching some videos and hearing about people talk about this game, that this game is just absolutely fantastic, and it's probably the best Metroid game ever made. And it's very, very open-ended, very well. Actually, the term Metroidvania is pretty much based on this game. I mean, the Metroid map system, the famous Metroid map system, or was based on this game, because I mean, this map is just so complex, and there are so many secrets in this game, and it would be really nice to just go through it and explore every nook and cranny in this vast world. It's a very atmospheric game, and just full of action and full of amazing moments. So if you feel that that would make for some interesting Let's Play footage, then give your recommendation for that. So the next game is also an interesting one. It's called Thief 2: The Middle Age. I have never actually played this game at all, and I also have just very briefly played the first Thief game, the Dark Project. And I am a big fan of the Looking Glass Studios. I have played both System Shock 1 and System Shock 2, and those games really are just so amazing games. And yeah, I would really like to take a look at this other Looking Glass franchise, which is of course the Thief franchise. And to my understanding, this Thief 2 is just maybe a little bit better than Thief 1. It has it is more polished, and it has some new gameplay features as well. So. But if you feel that I should start with the Dark Project, I could also do that, and maybe try to make like a Let's Play series of both Thief 1 and Thief 2. But yeah, some sneaking action also on my list of games that I should be playing. So if you want me to play Thief, okay, I'm willing to do that. So the next game is a pretty interesting one. This is actually a total conversion mod for Baldur's Gate 2, which I'm sure needs no introduction. But I actually went on and looked for Let's Play footage of this Classic Adventures total conversion mod on the YouTube, and I actually couldn't find any. So I thought that it would be quite interesting to go and make a Let's Play video series of these Classic Adventures, and see what people think about it. It is still an ongoing project, although it might actually be that it is not being developed actively anymore, since on the development website there hasn't been too much action lately. But I have tried this total conversion mod before, and I think that it's a really high quality mod for Baldur's Gate 2. So that would also be something that I would be interested in doing. And if you want to see some new kind of material from this Infinite Engine era, then this might be something that would interest you. And the next game is Rollgate Stage 2. This one with missiles and huge car tires and explosions. Yeah, that picture really describes well what Rollgate Stage 2 is all about. I mean, it's just pure carnage and action on wheels. Yeah, so it's basically an arcade car game or driving game, and it's just wonderful. I mean, it's definitely my favorite driving game. I usually don't like these very realistic or simulation-like driving games, but rather these very unrealistic and just purely fantastic driving games where you can shoot missiles and drive over 600 miles an hour and so on and so forth, make huge jumps and rocket jump with your car and these kind of things. So if you would like to see something like that, I mean, I would be more than happy to make some videos of Rollgate Stage 2. The next game actually is more like a foreshadowing of a future Let's Play that I'm definitely going to make. But the truth is actually that this game isn't finished yet, and it is not released yet. So the name of the game is Grimoire, and it has been in development for 17 years now. It is a spiritual sequel to Wizardry 7, a game that was released over 20 years ago. And Grimoire is basically developed by one man, and this guy has been just putting so much time and effort into this game. So I would really like to make a Let's Play series of this game when it is released. But at the moment it doesn't have a certain release date, so it might take some months, or even, you never know, maybe even years for this game to be released. So this was more like a foreshadowing for this possible future Let's Play. But yeah, check out the Grimoire game on the internet. I mean, it's really quite interesting, and maybe you can also download the demo. I mean, there is a playable demo available on the internet, so it is well worth your time and effort. The next game is Bard's Tale 3, Thief of Fate. This is actually one of the very first games that I played on the PC. Or actually, not on the PC, but rather the Commodore 64. Yeah, that was my first computer. And it is really a very old school, just a dungeon crawling game, but with very, very good aesthetic quality, and also the role-playing elements and spells and the enemy variations and everything is just so well done in this game. Of course, it is a very old game, and as such the graphics are not top-notch, and yeah, maybe for some younger players it would look like a very crude kind of game, but I really like it. I mean, it's one of the most influential games for me personally that I have ever played. I mean, I just used to love this game so much when I was probably a 10-year-old kid. But yeah, Thief of Fate, it's a great game. The next game is Worlds in Conflict, and it is an RTS game without this base building element to it. If you haven't tried this game, I really recommend that you do, because Worlds in Conflict is probably the best RTS game in the world, in my opinion at least. And yeah, especially the multiplayer element is just polished to perfection. I mean, it's just absolutely fantastic, and also the single player campaign is actually pretty good. And in the case of this game, I could do either one. I could do the single player campaign, maybe take the hardest possible difficulty setting and try to go through the game, or alternatively I could maybe provide you with some multiplayer footage. I mean, there are still some people playing this game on multiplayer, and there's some very experienced people out there, and it would be nice to play against them and try to accomplish something in this multiplayer environment. The next game is Defenders of the Crown. This is an old game. It was released in Amiga 500, Commodore 64, and also there's a Nintendo version of it. And I'm not sure which one I would be playing, but the gameplay mechanics are pretty much the same in all of these versions. So Defenders of the Crown is a strategy game in which you play as one of the lords of Britain, and you are trying to conquer and defeat the other rulers of Britain, and you try to gain control of the entire island. And it also has some kind of connection to Robin Hood story, on the story of Robin Hood, because there's a possibility to get Robin Hood to side up with you and help you to gain, control of the areas, and he can help you in your battles and such. And there is also a tournament feature in the game. I mean, you can do jousting and some dueling, and you can do all kinds of raiding and stuff like that. So it's very actually a multifaceted game, and a very nice game indeed. It's not a very long game, and as such it wouldn't probably make for a very long Let's Play series, but yeah, it would be nice to revisit this game also. I mean, it used to be one of my favorite games back in the day. So the next game is Lords of the Realm 2, which is in certain ways similar to Defender of the Crown. I mean, at least the time period is somewhat similar, but it's a little even more strategic game than this Defenders of the Crown. Lords of the Realms 2 features real-time combat, and it is very heavy on the resource management aspect as well. It is really quite appealing game, and if you haven't seen this game, any videos of this game, you should maybe take a look. I mean, it is very interesting old school game, and I would also be very happy to revisit this game. So the next game is called Silver. It was released on the PC and I believe on Dreamcast back in 1999. And actually, I remember the first thing that comes to my mind when I remember this game is actually that it was said to be the European counterpart or European version of Final Fantasy VII. And well, needless to say, it really didn't do as well as Final Fantasy VII did, because nowadays, I mean, people don't really remember this game, but every single human being on the planet knows Final Fantasy VII. And Silver isn't really really anything like Final Fantasy VII. It's an action RPG, but it has very unique and interesting and beautiful art style, and also some very interesting and unique gameplay mechanisms. For instance, the battle is done purely with mouse control, and yeah, it's really quite nice and interesting. I have played this game through, and I really like it. So if you would like to see this, me play this game of Silver, then I mean, tell me about this desire of yours, and maybe we can play some Silver. So the next game is Ultima Underworld, the first one. This game is another Looking Glass title that I haven't played before, and I mean, it's an absolute classic. It is is it actually even? It's the first Looking Glass game, I think, and I mean, the guys just did an absolutely fantastic job with this game. It is a dungeon crawler simulator game, basically. I mean, it's very unique, or was very unique at the time, and I mean, it just has such attention to detail that I mean, very few games today even have this kind of attention to detail, and it's a very hardcore game. I mean, it has a map feature in it, but I mean, this game doesn't hold your hand at all. I mean, it's a very hardcore, you know, just simulator of this kind of dungeon crawler action, and I would really like to play this game. And yeah. Well, the next game is the game that I actually mentioned already, so it's Final Fantasy VII. This is the first Final Fantasy game that I ever played, and I really like it. And don't hate me for that. I mean, I know that some people just don't like Final Fantasy VII because it apparently ruined the Final Fantasy series. But yeah, I really like this game. I mean, the story, the characters, I mean, they are just fantastic. And there are some gameplay features that are not perfect, And I agree with that, with the critiques of this game, that some of the gameplay features are not perfect, but yeah, I think that they don't really matter that much. That this game just, it has such a good story, such good characters, and yeah, I really like that in this game. And maybe with Final Fantasy VII, I mean, it would be more like a pro playthrough, because I have literally played this game so many times. I think that I have played this game through like 10 times or something like that. I mean, I have been just obsessed with this game, so if you want to know everything about Final Fantasy VII, I can surely I can surely provide you with the information. And so, if you want me to play Final Fantasy VII as on some kind of pro difficulty, I can certainly do that. And the last game on our list here is Beyond Good and Evil. This is actually a game that I have played just a little bit of the beginning of the game, and I know that it is a very, very truly unique game. And it was really, really underappreciated at the time when it came out, and it sold very poorly. But nowadays it has become a cult classic, and for a good reason, I might add. I mean, it's a very, very unique game, and I mean, the decisions that the developer team made when they created this game were just absolutely right ones. I mean, just the overall atmosphere, the gameplay features, they're all very, very unique and very interesting and very engaging. So I would really be happy to play this game also, and I think that this possibility to let's play this game would really give me the motivation to go all the way through and really see what this game is all about. So, but ultimately it's up to you, the viewers, and now I would really ask you to consider these games that I provided here. But of course, if you have other suggestions and you think that there would be better alternatives that I could play, you can also recommend me with other games that I could possibly make a Let's Play videos of. And yeah, that was just about the video. And please send me your replies and your suggestions and your opinions. I am very happy to receive all the feedback that you can give. So, I'm going to end the video here, and we will see in my other videos, hopefully. So, until then, take care.